Welcome back to another session of Couples Therapy Epic Monologue. Let's keep going.
Rahu possessed no form of its own. It was more like a spirit than a living creature.
What? No form? That doesn't make any sense. We saw it. It looked like a custom Robo.
I'll explain that later. That comes later. Originally, Rahu was invented formless, but still physical, still capable of inflicting damage. We couldn't see it, but it was a real creature, and it evolved rapidly.
Evolved?
Not in the traditional sense, but yes, that is correct. Rahu has...
Thank you.
Thank you.
You almost forgot.
Rahu has two fundamental behaviors. The first is to acquire new targets, in this case, us. Once it identifies its prey, Rahu destroys it swiftly and utterly. It appropriates any useful abilities its victim possesses, anything it has not encountered before. Then, like a chrysalis, it goes dormant, awakens with new skills, and continues its hunt.
Metamorphosis? I guess it is really evolving.
So, what you're saying is that it targets a creature with abilities it doesn't have and steals them. Then it turns into a pupa, rests for a bit, and changes into an even scarier monster.
Yeah, that's just about the size of it.
That is a secondary behavior, though. Its primary function is to annihilate every living thing.
So, it's invisible. It can learn to do everything we can, and all it wants to do is kill everything?
Right.
So what can we do? I mean, other than just roll over and die. How did they stop it hundreds of years ago when it was running amok?
Custom Robos. It was because of Custom Robos that they were able to defeat Rahu.
Custom Robos?
Yes. Back then, Custom Robos were nothing but children's toys, like robotic action figures.
Oh my gosh!
It may sound strange, but even now, there is much we do not know about Custom Robos. Rahu's destructive rampage was at its peak, and we were all but extinct. When suddenly Rahu targeted a young children's Robo toy. Then something inexplicable happened. Rahu merged with the robot, melded itself with the Robo.
That's weird. Why did it do that?
I'm not sure. Some people think there's a connection between Rahu and Custom Robo.
Oh, sounds like Rahu did a dive into that custom Robo and, I don't know, got stuck or something.
And that's why Rahu looks the way it does now. That's why we can even see it in the first place.
Because it's a toy.
That is correct, Mr. Senpai. Now that our enemy was visible, we had a chance to fight back, and we seized it. The government remodeled their custom Robos as weapons to battle Rahu's new Robo form. Finally, after many grueling battles, we defeated Rahu. Actually, let me correct myself. We didn't defeat it, but we were able to trigger its dormant cycle. The dormant Rahu had no new information to assimilate, and so it didn't evolve and didn't awaken. We couldn't destroy Rahu, though instead we bought ourselves some time.
So that's the rest of the story. We didn't know, but wait. Don't you think that's a little funny? Rahu was capable of destroying the entire world and it was stopped by a child's toy?
I know what you are thinking. Rahu couldn't be stopped simply with a custom Robos. There was something else. A device designed to stop Rahu. By targeting his Robo systems.
A device?
Sergey, why should we trust you? You're a member of the Z Syndicate now, and a traitor.
You've been listening to him for like
Even
an
if you're
hour.
telling the truth, why does it matter? What's your point?
You're right. It doesn't matter. Let me ask you, Roy. When did you first find out about Rahu's attacks?
Why are you suddenly... I first learned the truth when I became a Class S commander.
How about you, Captain Mira?
It was the same. I don't know. Didn't think it until I was promoted.
Don't you think that's odd?
What?
This is the single most significant and traumatic event in human history, and no one knows.
It's classified knowledge. The government dictates who should and should not know.
But how could they stop the survivors from passing on these stories to their children?
The people respect the word of the government. They knew it was confidential.
Do you actually believe that? The government has the power to silence such terrible things? Can you think of any other reason why no one has ever talked about this horrific event?
The more I look at this guy, the more he starts to look like a GX character from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my yes.
That.
Huh.
Ugh.
What is that guy's name?
Which one?
The older brother.
Zane?
Yeah, he looks like Zane.
I don't know his Japanese name.
Oh yeah, it looks like
Let's
Zane.
just keep going.
Oh, yeah, kind of Zane.
It does seem difficult to imagine. So many years have passed and no one knew the full scope of it. Even becoming a class S commander didn't explain everything.
The reason it is such a well-kept secret is not because the survivors chose to keep the
They
secret.
were killed.
They died.
It is because their memories
Oh,
were wiped clean. It is a secret because no one was allowed to remember.
What? Oh, for crying out loud. Look, this is all starting to get real confusing here.
Yep.
Can we save again? So what you're saying is that everyone, I mean everyone, forgot about Rahu entirely?
That is correct.
That's impossible. What could possibly make everyone just forget about this all at once?
Oh, nothing could make that happen. Naturally.
Are you saying someone devised a way to erase every living human's memory entirely?
Yes. The engineers of this foolish plan wanted to erase everyone's memory and implant false ones. Our government carried out this plan hundreds of years ago once the dome was completed.
What?
The government found a way to make everyone forget about Rahu?
Yes. The world exists entirely within the dome. Outside the dome, there is nothing. We are all raised thinking that this dome is our true homes, where we will live and die. That is the great lie. The memory implant told us that this dome contained mankind's entire world.
But why?
Rahu will awaken. It is inevitable. Could you live a normal life knowing Rahu would return?
But never knowing when. I see. It was to give us a sense of security, even if it was just a lie.
But how is that possible? What could possibly erase everyone's memory like that?
I don't know, but they did it. They made a device that could erase everyone's memory.
I can't believe it. I'm sure we would have heard of something like that.
Captain Mira, I've already told you. There are some things that not even Class S commanders have been told.
The only people who will find out are Class Double D!
How do we know you didn't make the whole story up?
I did! At least that last part.
Who's that last one?
Ow.
Isn't that creative?
Oh, sorry.
I suppose I have no evidence, except that one of these devices still exists to this very day.
Uh-oh.
It's centuries.
Really? Where is it?
years old.
I got it!
It's my watch.
Harry, you do?
It's at the lab! The Custom Robo Research Lab! That's why the Z Syndicate was there!
You're right. You're the man, Harry. I love
No, it's not at the lab, dumbass.
I like how he's like, "Ah."
Harry's not that smart. There's no way he could have figured it out before me.
you. So, where is it?
It's on your wrist.
Senpai,
Yeah?
your father's watch. That's the device.
Called it.
It can erase people's memory. You've had it all along.
Dude, I could have just been wiping everyone's memories and winning tournaments by default.
It's not functioning.
Senpai's watch?
That's why Z later said something about defeating Rahu with Senpai's watch.
I see. The device that was used to defeat Rahu
Woohoo!
was the one that could erase people's memories.
Yes, hundreds of years ago, that very device helped us defeat Rahu.
Sergey, why does Senpai have it? How did something like that wind up with him? What was Senpai's father like?
He was a distinguished scientist, one of the highest-ranking officials in the government.
Is my dad over 100 years old?
That's why he was told the truth. We all lived with false memories implanted by the government. When he learned that people had been deprived of truth for so long, he began to have doubts. He questioned the ethics of the plan, and he knew that Robo would rise once again. Marcia, my leader told me where your power came from. It is a result of the erasure, a side effect. Right now, every aspect of the brain's development is controlled. The side effect was unexpected. Nobody realized the dramatic change in environment and the memory blocks and implants generate this effect. No one could explain exactly what created Marcia's power. Marcia! Wow, I just keep jumping back. Anyway.
This is okay.
Marcia, your power is born from tragedy humans suffered hundreds of years ago.
I don't understand if she was one of the people from the hundreds of years ago thing, but she's not. Hello, save point.
Save point. Jeez.
Yay!
I promise we're almost done with this conversation.
Okay, let's get back to the subject. You said that Senpai Heart's father had doubts about the false memories. Was he the only one in the government who felt this way? It must have been something.
He was. He stole the only remaining module of the memory eraser device. He escaped into the outside world with several of his colleagues.
I'm sure the government must have been quick to send someone after them.
Yes. The government soldiers had one goal, to retrieve the memory erase device. They searched all over the outside world for him, but he was always one step ahead.
Good job, Dad.
Instead of taking the device with him into exile, he hid it inside the domed city itself.
Oh, so he was like, "Here, son, have this K-Point."
It's like, it's very special.
He reconfigured it into that watch so that no one would be able to identify it.
Came up with the story that he hadn't shoved up his bum for forever.
Hooray!
And then he gave the watch to Senpai.
Out of his arms.
Yeah.
Yes, to the one person he could trust. Someone he didn't know the power of the object he held.
And that's when your leader formed the Z Syndicate?
And all this time, the Z Syndicate's goal has actually been to inform the people of the truth.
It was at first. We wanted people to know the truth to prepare themselves in case Rahu did attack again. But as time passed, he began to worry, to doubt himself again. He began to worry that informing everyone of the truth would only trigger a mass panic. He realized that it might be best to find a way to stop Robo without having the people know about it. That was the moment when my leader formed a syndicate made up of the strongest fighters.
Strong fighters? And that's when he recruited you?
I wanted to save this ruined world. In order to do that, I knew I would have to help him. He told me he needed someone to support him no matter how insane his orders might seem.
But you could have told Marcia before you left. You owed her at least that much, didn't you?
To be honest, I had planned on leaving Marcia before I met your father.
What? Oh, okay. We're gonna have an intimate moment over here.
Oh.
My sister would do anything I told her. If I had stayed,
his eyes are up there.
she would never have left my shadow. It was unacceptable, unthinkable. I wanted her to think for herself, to grow into the commander she is. I thought that if I weren't around, she would have the opportunity she needed to think for herself. That is why I left the way I did. But I always watched over her. I would have come to her aid in a second if she were ever in danger. I left, even though I knew I ran the risk of alienating her, of making her hate me for leaving her.
Sergey, I've done something. My parents taught me something.
Friends.
Partners.
More valuable. What? My partners taught me something more valuable than I'd realized.
You're a dick!
Friends, not partners, you jerk.
Spoiling someone isn't love. Sometimes we need to be strict in order to be compassionate.
That's why I've yelled at you so much.
Yeah.
That's when I figured it out. And that's when I knew that my older brother still cared about me.
What? Okay, no.
That he still love me.
I just realized Sergey has axle hair.
Sorry.
I wondered if that wasn't why you
Not
had left me
really.
in
He has
the
more
first place.
Zemnis hair.
Okay, that's fine.
I was thinking Syax.
Oh, Sykes, yeah.
Was that how his name's pronounced?
I always pronounce it.
I got out to Sykes, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
They helped me to understand it, and that's why I still love you.
Brotherly, sisterly love.
Thank you, Sergey.
Hug. Oh, okay, that works.
You've grown so strong, Marcia.
I'm about to be shot and died.
I'm gonna die here.
The more I hear about this, the more complicated the situation gets.
Only a little bit.
I agree.
Still, during all that, it sounds like Z formed in order to help out mankind. But what about Aboro? The guy wanted
Rahu!
for himself!
When our leader grew ill, Apollo and Eliza made a grab for power. That is when it began to crumble. The more they knew about Rahu's amazing power, the more they wanted to possess it. They've forgotten our leader's goals, and they planned such foolish as diving into Rahu.
That's always one selfish sicko in every group.
Oh crap, who's that in our group?
Harry.
Harry.
I acted as Saboro's subordinate while looking for the chance to strike back.
Wait, why was Eliza at the lab? Did it have something to do with Robo?
Yeah.
I can't imagine how long this episode's going, but whatever.
Aboro and Eliza both knew that the memory eraser device was the key to destroying Rahu. But they didn't know our leader had already stolen it. He was never sure he could trust them. They wanted the device so they could tame Rahu for their own ends instead of destroying it. Eliza must have thought that the custom Robo research lab would have such a device. That's why she attacked the lab.
See? Just like that! Eliza thought the device was at the research lab! I am smart! I was just thinking like the Z Syndicate leaders!
Which simply show us how flawed their thinking truly is.
Boy, you're just a
Ow,
sore loser.
snap.
Hey! Forever ago, Senpai and I came up with the theory that Marcia's brother and her dad was working together, so suck it!
It was like early on in
We've
episode
spoken
9.
long enough, Senpai. May I borrow your watch? I need to check how many episodes this has run. I have a chip your father gave me. I'm going to insert it into your watch now.
Okay, but I have to warn you, the watch fused to my arm years ago.
Yeah.
Once I've inserted the chip, the watch's memory erasure function will be restored.
Oh, this is the moment we heard about in episode 1. It's all come to this. 40 episodes later.
Give it to him. I trust him. I understand. I'll give you my watch.
That's right, you can trust this face.
Now you made me regret everything.
I will insert the chip. Bang, bang, ba-dow, ba-dow, ba-dow.
Oh, it's saving! Oh my gosh, we
Do you
should.
think we should end here?
Yeah, we should figure out next time, even though I like want to know, but we should stop here.
All right.
Episode's gone over.
All right, I'm Luke.
I'm happy.
Mr. Sunshine.
we
My
will
watch is
see
bulkier
you.
than I remember.
Yeah.
We will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.